Hey there, my shell-shocking, pizza-loving time travelers. Today we're diving into the sewers and surfing through the time stream to revisit a gem of the 16-bit era. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Ever wonder why hurling foot soldiers straight at the screen felt so ridiculously satisfying? Or maybe you're curious why this game, out of countless arcade brawlers, has clung to our collective nostalgia like a stubborn barnacle on a pirate ship. Well, stick around because you're about to find out how a game about 4 anthropomorphic turtles became an unforgettable slice of video game history. And I promise, it's not just because they love pizza as much as we do.
Whoa, pizza time!
Wait, Mikey, maybe I should take it. I have the lowest health.
Yeah, but I have the least amount of lives.
Back in the 1990s, the arcade was king, and few games captured the frantic energy and communal joy of arcade gaming quite like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Developed by Konami and released in 1991, this game wasn't just a follow-up to the earlier arcade hit. It was a radical evolution. The development was driven by a simple yet ambitious goal: to outdo their own previous work on the original TMNT arcade game. Konami wanted to leverage new technological advancements to create smoother animations, more complex interactions, and, importantly, a richer gaming experience that wasn't just a clone of its predecessor. One of the key figures behind this evolution was producer Koji Igarashi, who later became famous for his work on the Castlevania series. Under his guidance, the team focused on incorporating the Mode 7 graphics technology, a feature of the Super Nintendo system that allowed for scaling and rotating backgrounds. This tech was crucial in creating the game's memorable time-traveling levels, where backgrounds and enemies seemed to zoom in and out of the screen, adding a dynamic 3D feel to the gameplay. The decision to integrate Mode 7 wasn't just for show. It was a strategic choice to immerse players more deeply in the TMNT universe. The developers wanted the players not only to fight through, but also feel like they were a part of the animated TV series. This approach led to one of the game's most iconic features: enemies flying toward the screen when thrown. It wasn't just a cool effect. It showcased the game's cutting-edge use of hardware capabilities. But the development wasn't without its challenges. Balancing the game for both arcade and home system players was a logistical headache. The arcade version needed to be tough enough to keep coin drops frequent, while the SNES version was adapted to offer a fulfilling experience with longer playtimes and more content. But when it comes to the heroes in a half-shell, each character in TMNT Turtles in Time isn't just another palette swap with a different weapon. Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael each brought their own flavor to the game, both figuratively and literally, considering their well-documented love for pizza. The developers at Konami didn't just use their differences for show. They were integral to the gameplay mechanics, making each turtle's playstyle distinct. Leonardo wielded katanas with a balance of speed and reach, making him a versatile choice for beginners and seasoned players alike. Donatello, with his bow staff, had the longest reach but compensated with slower attacks, perfect for players who like to strike from a distance. Michelangelo, with his nunchucks, offered a faster but shorter range, ideal for those who preferred riskier up-close combat style. Lastly, Raphael's size provided the quickest strikes but at the closest range, requiring a more aggressive and tactical approach to gameplay. The game's plot, simple yet effective, served its purpose to drive the arcade action forward. Shredder and Krang hatch a plan to steal the Statue of Liberty during a news broadcast, prompting the Turtles to leap into action. This sets off a time-traveling adventure spanning various eras, from the prehistoric age to the distant future, giving each level a unique aesthetic and feel. This narrative choice wasn't just a fun way to explore different settings, but also it allowed the developers to introduce a wide range of enemies and obstacles, keeping the gameplay fresh and engaging. The integration of characters and story into gameplay was cleverly handled through the design of the levels and the diversity of the enemies. For instance, battling foot soldiers in a pirate ship differed vastly from fighting them in the futuristic Technodrome, not only visually but in terms of enemy tactics and obstacles. This attention to detail in level design ensured that each stage was not just a change of scenery, but a whole new battle strategy, reflecting the Turtles' journey through space and time. Now, the brilliance of Turtles in Time is vividly showcased through its gameplay mechanics, which are a masterclass in beat-em-up design. One of the standout features was the innovative use of the SNES controller to execute special attacks. Each turtle had the ability to perform a unique special move, which not only looked cool, but was essential for getting out of tight spots surrounded by enemies. The game also allowed for cooperative play, a feature that doubled the fun and chaos. 2 players could team up to take on Shredder's minions, leading to dynamic duo attacks and cooperative strategies that were not just effective, but also immensely satisfying. Now, if you think timing your attacks in the game is crucial, imagine how perfect timing could help you in other areas. Like, maybe for instance, hitting that like and subscribe button. Smash it just like Mikey smashes those foot soldiers with his nunchucks, and you'll never miss out on our journey through the gaming history.
How you can fight without thinking.
Observe.
But back to the game's dynamic stage design. Each level introduced different environmental challenges that players had to adapt to, from dodging cannonballs on a pirate ship to navigating the floating platforms on a futuristic city. These weren't just visual variations. They affected the gameplay by offering new obstacles and enemies tailored to each environment, making every level a unique experience in terms of strategy and execution. The use of the Mode 7 scrolling not only enhanced the visual appeal, but also influenced gameplay directly. For example, the infamous sewer surfing level, where players had to dodge obstacles and battle enemies while surfing through a high-speed water channel, utilized this graphic effect to create a sense of speed and urgency. All of this made Turtles in Time a hit in the arcades and later on the SNES. The sales performance of this game is a testament to its quality and the massive appeal of the TMNT franchise during its peak in the early 90s. In the arcades, the game was a common sight, often surrounded by eager players waiting for their turn to drop coins and pick up a joystick. Its transition to the SNES was equally successful, becoming one of the best-selling titles for the console and solidifying its status in the gaming community. It was more than just a successful sequel. It helped to define what a franchise game could be. Unlike many franchise games that could feel like quick cash grabs, Turtles in Time was developed with care and respect for the source material. This authenticity resonated with fans who appreciated that the game captured the humor and style of the TMNT TV series and comics. Its influence is still seen today in various media and merchandise, from re-releases and remastered versions to action figures and apparel featuring pixel art from the game. Now diving into the lesser-known waters of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, we uncover some truly fascinating trivia and hidden gems that even the most devoted fans might have missed. First up, did you know that the game's design included a very clever trick to manage memory limitations? The developers used the same sprites for different enemy characters by simply changing their color palette. This allowed for a variety of enemies without overloading the game's memory, a common practice in games from that era, but executed with exceptional finesse in Turtles in Time. Finally, a little known fact about the game's development involved its adaptation from the arcade to the SNES. The SNES version included several exclusive features, such as new levels and bosses, which were added only to extend the gameplay, but also take full advantage of the home console's capabilities. For instance, an entirely new Technodrome level was added, giving players the chance to explore the iconic villainous headquarters, which was not present in the arcade version. This level also introduced a new boss fight against Super Shredder, offering a unique and challenging climax that was absent from the arcade. This adaptation process was meticulous and aimed at ensuring that home gamers received a richer, more engaging experience than could be had in the arcade. And there you have it, folks, your deep dive into the time-traveling, pizza-chomping, foot-soldier-stomping world of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Who knew that hurling pixelated bad guys at your screen could be packed with so much historical intrigue and technical wizardry? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to see if I can beat my high score without throwing my controller across the room in frustration. Cowabunga, gamers! If you enjoyed surfing the sewers back through the history of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, A Turtles in Time, click this video here to see more from the Retro Reload. And as always, thank you for watching.